Everyone loves a Voltaire quote, right? And I particularly like this one and think it's very relevant for language learning. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. But for new subscribers and viewers, and there seem to be a lot of you recently for some reason, I don't know why, but it's quite scary, but you're all very welcome. Yeah, for the new viewers and subscribers, occasionally I like to make these what I call morning musing videos, where I just basically talk about what's ever on my mind at that particular time regarding English learning or language learning in general. So today I wanted to talk about perfection, the idea of perfection, and how I believe it can be detrimental to your progress in learning a language. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong. Aiming high, having big objectives is good, it's positive. But I think you should be careful, because trying to achieve perfection can have negative consequences. And there are a couple of reasons for this. First of all, perfection doesn't exist. The concept of perfect, it doesn't exist in the real world. If you look around me, this beautiful countryside and landscape and scenery is beautiful because it's imperfect. The mountains are not perfectly triangular, or the hills are not perfectly circular, the trees are not symmetrical. Perfection doesn't exist. So if you try to aim for perfection, you'll see that it's unrealistic because it's unachievable. And that can lead to frustration and demotivation when you're trying to learn a language, when you're trying to progress and improve. Now, of course, you can get maximum marks on an English test, 10 out of 10 or 230 out of 230 on the C2 Proficiency Cambridge exam. But that doesn't mean you speak perfect English, of course, because nobody speaks perfect English. I don't speak perfect English. I'm a native English speaker. I'm an English teacher, but I make mistakes. I don't know all the grammar, and between me and you, my spelling is not great. So perfection is unachievable, and it can lead to frustration and demotivation. And striving for perfection, trying to achieve perfection, can be a trap. It can become a barrier in some ways, because some people who are learning a language, English in this case, are reluctant to speak, to use their English until they're sure that they're not going to make any mistakes. And that moment never comes, because they're always going to make mistakes. You want to avoid making mistakes, but it's all part of the process. Everybody makes mistakes. It happens to me, of course, in my second language, which is Spanish. When I speak to people, I make mistakes, but it's better to speak to people and make mistakes than not speak to people in that language, in your case English, because you have to practice. It's part of the process. And at the end of the day, the objective is not perfection, it's communication. You want to be able to communicate. So if you're always waiting for this moment where you're not going to make any mistakes, you'll be waiting forever, basically, because you'll never reach that point. So you'll never use the English you've been learning. In a previous Morning Musings video, I spoke about jumping and building your wings on the way down. And that's really relevant here. You can't wait to be perfect. You have to start and make mistakes and improve as you go. So the focus must be on progress over perfection. It's an unrealistic goal, perfection. So I'm going to end this video by tweaking, so making a little change to that Voltaire quote, which I think is slightly more suitable for language learning. The pursuit of perfection is the enemy of progress. So it's not necessarily the enemy of good. I mean, I'm not arguing with Voltaire, of course, but in English learning, it's all about progress over perfection. So don't be so hard on yourselves. Relax, enjoy the process, accept your mistakes, and you'll reach your goals in the long term. Okay, thank you for joining me again, and I hope to see you very soon for another video. Bye.